Welcome back to another episode of Daddy Issues. We're here with the Don, and he's going to talk a little bit about
it. Got impeached.
Yeah, definitely.
nothing to do with the Donald. Yep. But yeah, he's gonna talk a little bit about his story and what he's going through, and yeah, we'll hear a little bit about that.
So yeah, let's jump into it, Don. I don't know if you know my story, but I'm here because I've gone through a nasty divorce and have kids and all that sort of thing. So we want to do is the audience wants to do is hear about your story and just discuss it and see see what comes of it. That's kind of the way it's been. Just
yeah, right.
Let's
do that.
See where did it all begin?
Where did it all begin? I was 23 years old, and I met my previous wife. We knew each other from high school, and we started dating. We hadn't been dating long. It was only 3 months, and she got pregnant. So we did the right thing. We decided we were going to be a family and had our first child. We didn't get married. Then he was born September of 2009. September 9909 is his birthday.
Oh, wow.
And
it's kind of cool. 9909.
I like that.
Yeah. Easy to remember.
Easy to remember, right? Easy to remember. That's not my debit card thing, I promise you. Yeah, but anyways, so then we were together. We got our little place, little apartment, and all that stuff. We had another son, Ben. He's born Valentine's Day, 2011. So they're pretty close in age, a year and a half apart.
So you guys are fertile.
Oh yeah,
very fertile.
Yeah, you're very potent.
You're
very manly. I was gonna say when you walked in, I'm like, this is a manly dude.
Let me get through this, yeah.
Let me get through this.
So yeah, we had Ben. Then at that time, I was working overnight, so I was working real hard. I was working for a liquor distributor in New Jersey. I was one of the nighttime warehouse managers. So I'd work from 5 a.m. to 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. sometimes.
Up here or down there?
Next day, no, down in Jersey.
Okay.
And I don't know if I said that, but I lived in New Jersey. That's where I grew up. I only lived up here in New Hampshire for 2 years now.
I got Jersey roots.
You do?
Yeah.
Same.
North or south?
South Jersey. My mom lives there now.
Yeah. All right.
So, but I grew up between there and Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philadelphia?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I'm more of a New York kind of guy,
Yeah.
right there. But
I hear you.
yeah, so I was working real hard there. We put in a lot of time. She just wanted to be a stay-at-home mother. That's what she wanted her entire life. That was her dream. Was I just want to be a stay-at-home mom, have a family, take care of the family, all that stuff.
But she's young, right? She's 23, 24, the same, right?
No, she's actually only 20 when we got together.
20?
Yeah, 20.
When she had her first kid, 20 or 21?
Well, she was 21 when when Noah was born.
Yeah, that's young.
But she was 20 when she got pregnant. So on her 21st birthday, she couldn't go out drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
We went to my brother's wedding when she was pregnant with Noah.
Right.
We flew down to Miami. We took a cruise out to the Bahamas. Drinking for her. She was tight on the plane when we were going down. The first thing I did was vodka.
You would.
Right.
You would.
Vodka. I need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
And
wow.
So
that's tough.
That was tough for her.
Yeah.
I understand all that. And then, like you said, she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Neither one of us had a college education, and so I went to work. I worked for a company my father worked for, and I became the manager of the warehouse there. Put in a lot of time. We had Ben, and then I decided I was going to leave that company because they were screwing me. They were illegally. They weren't paying me the right amount. They weren't keeping my overtime and stuff like that. And so I decided to leave there, and I got a job at the cable company down there because my brother worked there, and I'm kind of a technical kind of guy, and that was good for me. So I was there for a few years, working real hard still. And when I was there, she decided that being a stay-at-home mother wasn't good enough. Her dream changed. She was going crazy.
Because I will say being a stay-at-home mom or being a stay-at-home dad is harder than a 9 to 5 for sure.
But I was a stay-at-home father for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's tough.
And so then at that time she decided hey, I don't want to just be a stay-at-home mom that. I don't know what I was thinking when I was younger.
And now how many children do you have at this point?
Only 2.
Okay.
So she decided she wanted to go to school. So she went to night school for nursing, LPN, phlebotomy, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that was cool. Her mother would watch the kids for us, and I would work until 8 or 9 at night, and her mother would come over, take the kids, and hang out at our house, whatever. She'd go to school, and we'd all meet up at home at the end. And so then it's 13. No, it's earlier than that. Ben was just born. We had Ben for less than a year. She got pregnant with Fiona. So that's my first daughter. You know,
you gotta wrap it up, dog.
Yeah, right.
I know. So,
they have male birth control now too.
Okay, so then Fiona was born July of 2012. So Noah and Ben are about a year and a half apart. Fiona and Ben are about a year and a half apart. We were like, yo, done.
Right.
Done. At this time, because she started school when I was just starting at Cablevision and stuff, and we were making a lot of changes because we knew we needed better stuff, better situation for our lives. And by the time she was done, so then after Fiona was born, she wanted to go to work because she had her stuff now, like her certifications, degrees, and stuff.
Right.
She would have made more money than me. So yeah, do it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so then she started working too, and we were both working. And then it was a few years, and our situation kind of got crazy because family situations. Like we had our place, our family had her place. They were going through financial trouble, so we would try to help them out. And we were having our own financial troubles, plus trying to help her family. We're like a new family ourselves. We're not making a lot of money, and we're trying to support us and her family, and all kinds of things happen. We had a car that got repossessed. We got a car that we couldn't pay because we were trying to help our mother out, and it got repoed. And that's not a good thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the start of the downward spiral.
Well, financial troubles tend to amplify everything, right?
Yeah.
So if you have any problems in your relationship, no matter what the relationship, girlfriend, marriage, whatever, when you have financial troubles, everything is amplified. A business, even if you start, it's like everything gets amplified. So that's the beginning, right? This is when it starts to get.
Well, yeah, I guess so. This is when it starts to get and it's sad to say, but it's the money. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we started to have financial troubles. We're trying to support ourselves. We're trying to support her family, and they're going through foreclosure and stuff like that. We give up our place and try to move in there, to help them. And so there's, her mother, her father, her brother, her sister.
That all live there?
Us, our two, with our, with our kids. And so it's been years now since Fiona's been born, and all this is going on. But when we decide to move in there, too, the other reason is because she got pregnant again, right? So it's 3 years later.
This is the fourth.
This is the fourth.
This is fourth.
And all the same woman. You got to give you credit for that. That's good.
So
that's good.
It's twins, though. It's the fourth and the fifth. So that's Amelia and Lucia, and they're twins. So, but before, there's other things going on, too. I was a cable guy. I go to a lot of people's houses to fix their cable. I have two phones. I have my personal phone. I have a work phone. The work phone is what they track you with. You do all your check into places, check out of your work, check customers' accounts and stuff like that. That was my whole phone, she thought.
Wow.
She thought
you had a little burner. All right.
No, it wasn't. She knew it was a work phone, but she felt I'd be going to people's houses and talking to old women.
No way.
And
and that's where she started losing
So-
trust. Did you do something to lose that trust, or?
No.
Okay.
No,
That was a
I've
little
never
questionable.
cheated.
Oh, okay.
No, I've never cheated. It wasn't that. It was just this situation. It wasn't she outright accused me of cheating, but it's sometimes you have to deal with people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if customers called me, she'd be like, "Why did that person call you?
Right.
Were you
Yeah.
flirting with them? No, we want to help this. It's a person
yeah.
with a cable. Not just women.
Right.
Men call me too.
Yeah.
Men calling me was never an issue, but if a woman called me, it was And so all this is going on.
So you're actually the cable guy. yeah. All right. Just
yeah.
okay. You weren't laying any cable though,
You
right?
weren't laying any
You were the cable guy.
I mean, I was laying lots of cable, but legitimate RG6.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
RG6, 75 ohms of resistance.
All right.
The good stuff. Tri-shielded stuff. The good stuff.
All right.
And so all that's going on, right? And she's going to school. She started working, but she was going to the gym all the time. And I caught some dude texting her on WhatsApp, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I mean? Because I never went through her stuff ever. I'm not that kind of person. Even now, I don't do that kind of shit. And like her phone was just blowing up one day, so I just picked it up and it said WhatsApp, and I was like, WhatsApp is new, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this going off so many times? Let me see. And like, psh, you know, and it's like some dude texting her being like, you know, send me a picture of you or something.
Right.
You know?
But you know what it is? She was probably feeling good. You know, you weren't there all the
I
time.
know.
She was going to the gyms. You know what I mean? She had a bunch of kids. She's young.
Yeah, I know.
So some
Right.
guy was showing her attention.
Yeah.
And so she kind of,
Right.
Yeah.
I
I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I do. You know, and like at the time I was fucking furious, dude. I
Right.
remember like throwing her phone against the wall.
Yeah.
Like it didn't explode. It went like into the wall, you know, and like just, you know, thrown just right. And I remember leaving and like driving up the road, super pissed, and like getting up like, you know, like just a long like country road in Jersey, you know, up through the mountains, and just driving up and like getting super pissed and turning around and going back to yell more, like say more
So
shit.
how old are you at this point?
Probably like 20. All right, 20. So the twin, she's pregnant with the twins. Probably about 28.
And so she's like 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're both, you know, she's younger than I am. So,
Yeah.
You know.
And you've already got 5.
Well, 3 and
Okay,
on the way
and
with
one
the
on
twins.
two
two on the way.
Yeah, 2 on the way.
Okay. 2 in the oven. Got it.
So
2 in the
that
oven.
happens. Our relationship gets more strained between that and the money, and you know, trying to balance our bills and other people's bills, and you know, do things and this and that. And she gets pregnant with twins, and here's the kicker, though. You know, my twins are born with like disabilities. Like one of them is partially deaf. She just got a cochlear implant in her head, so that way she can hear now through the one ear. The other ear is still working, but it's going. You know, it's going to keep going until she's most likely going to be deaf. My other daughter, she's going to have a problem with her eyes. You know, and like she has to wear super thick glasses now, like Coke bottle glasses now, and she's, you know, she's 4 years old. And the number 2 cause of childhood deafness is something called CMV. It's cytomegalovirus, and that's something that like most people carry, and it's not dangerous to you at all, or when you're pregnant, unless you contract it for the first time when in the first trimester of your pregnancy or within the first few months of getting pregnant. So like if you catch this and then you know, a few months goes by and you get pregnant, it'll be a problem. If you had it for 10 years, it's not.
It's not going to do anything.
I see.
Yeah.
So the others,
CMV.
yeah.
Doctors telling me it's a sexually transmitted disease.
So-
You know, we're in the doctor's
Yo.
office. The doctor's explaining this.
Because
to
none of the
us.
other kids have that issue.
None of the
right?
other kids have that issue. And so, you know, but it's like I said, it's like 80% of people carry it. And like the most way they say that people get this disease is like if you don't have it and your kids go to school, they'll come home with it. Because you know, through mucus and stuff, snot.
Yeah.
But yet the doctor's telling me, and at least that's like a real thing. You know what I mean? Like it travels through mucus, and like most people have it. Like both of you guys probably have it. Never even heard of it.
Right.
It's not a problem.
Right.
You know? It's just something we all have, and like some people don't.
Wow.
And we hit the genetic lottery that neither one of us had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be furious.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
So I was tight,
Wow.
and like, you know, it hurts a lot to talk about it because like it's my own pain,
No, I
my own
understand, man.
stupidity too. Like being so mad about it, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's all going on. Oh, and now I'm thinking like, oh, these babies aren't even mine.
Right. I would.
You know, they're not even mine. Like, how the fuck do I know? Like,
Right.
our relationship was. So
Did you do a
strained.
DNA test, or
No,
you were
never.
just you? Yeah. You're just like
Never.
these are my kids. Yeah.
Even if they weren't my kids,
Right,
they'd be
right.
my kids.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I've been there, dude.
our relationship's already strained.
Yeah.
Right? We're not having like, you know, we're not having like the intimacy like we used to. Then she's pregnant, and the doctor's telling me like, oh, the kids have this virus, and like,
It's caused from a sexual disease.
yeah, but that is just, you know, any type of mucus membrane
Yeah.
can spread it, and like, you know, how they're gonna have all these problems, dude. I was furious, and like our relationship was so strained at this point.
Now, at that point, did she say, "I fucked up," or did
She
she
admitted
just
or no?
right?
No, she's never. She always.
She still
said-
hasn't admitted it?
No, I don't know if she actually ever did it because she always says, you know, I didn't cheat on you. And
Oh,
like,
wow.
So I don't even know, dude.
Right.
And like that's what makes it so hard is like that's what made it so hard was like to be able to trust,
Yeah.
you know, and like it's really hard to trust someone that much to be like everything you say I'm gonna take as like holy word.
Right.
Yeah. That's,
Like it is, especially when like all the facts are lined up against something else.
Right.
I caught the dude texting you.
Right,
And
exactly.
it wasn't like the one time because the guy had like the Spanish name and it sounded like a girl's name.
Right.
The
Yeah.
way it was spelled. And I remember we were up here in New Hampshire visiting my family one time on vacation, and I saw this person text and being like, "When you coming back?" and I thought it was like one of her friends because it was a girl's name.
Yeah.
And then
Julian.
it was like Julia.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, right.
And so, you know, I remember like, oh yeah, like all this was like started a long time ago, and like all this stuff's gone through my mind,
and then when you have a doctor telling you that too,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'd be like,
yeah,
what
dude.
the fuck did you do?
So then like, where this eventually went for me was like really hard because I didn't believe in divorce.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that like if you made that commitment, you make that commitment. Like things, you know, things nowadays
Same-
aren't
I'm the
made
same
to
way,
be last, but like
Right,
yeah,
right.
That's like an older value, but you know, our whole society is like throwaway now. And,
Absolutely.
You know, I didn't believe in that. Like I tried to fix everything, and like you know, I was just gonna throw away a marriage. And,
Our
like,
stories are pretty similar.
kids. So around that time, I don't know exactly when it was, if we had already moved in with her parents or not, but we moved in with their parents. I built an apartment for us in the basement. You know, we made it into like apartment in the basement.
Right.
And we were like trying to help them pay the mortgage and stuff like that because they were like real deep underwater with it. And that was like the town that, you know, we kind of grew up in. Like I didn't live there my whole life, but she did. And I went to school there. Like my kids now go to the same elementary school she went to. You know, outside like of the school they have like a tree in honor of her brother who passed away when he was a kid. And so I don't know if it was around that time, but we were living with the parents. You know, I don't know exactly where that whole like, you know, mind blown kind of thing of like, you know, she's been cheating on me. These children might not be mine.
Yeah.
Like if we were already living with the parents or not. But regardless, you know, I still tried to make it work and like, you know, but we did end up living with the parents is where I'm going. I'm sorry, I'm like rambling. Rambling. And so living there, you know, we got the financial troubles. We got this shit going through my brain. Like, she definitely fucked some other dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, definitely. And then we got her thinking, like, he's going around as the cable guy laying cable at night. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, of course,
I worked
right.
late hours, too, because, like,
Right.
I was new at that company still. And, like, it wasn't new, but I had been on the later shift, like 12 to 9, 11 to 8. And, like, because the differential in pay, like, it was worth it for me to work those hours. Like, I got paid more money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a whole bunch more. And, you know, with her mother's schedule, being able to watch the kids and her working, you know, during the day. And then, you know, it just worked out. But, like, there was still that mistrust from her, too. And I think that's part of the reason why she was even talking to, you know, whatever, that guy.
Yeah.
And so, whatever, at this point, we fucking almost hate each other. Like,
Right. You're just going day by day, just living it.
just living, dude, just going through the motions and, like, 4 children, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know if we really hated each other, but we were angry at each other. Like, there was just a lot of anger, you know?
But I mean, you guys have a lot of shit going on
Oh,
too.
yeah.
You know,
dude.
with her family, both works, a lot of kids. You guys
And
have a
that
lot of shit
potential,
going on.
You know, the
Right, the dishonesty or
disease
could be-
whatever,
yeah.
that shit. It's like,
So I started being a stay-at-home dad. Whatever. We moved in with her mother and
Did
father.
you quit your job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we moved in with her mother and father, right? Thinking all this shit, like, this is putting an extra strain on my relationship. I'm realizing it at this time, like, you know, back then that, like, me working at these people's houses, like, you always hear the saying, like, cops are cheaters, firemen are beaters. Or maybe it's the other way around.
Shit, I've never heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. But, like, people think that because, like, when you go to people's houses all the time, like, people who need help, like, they think, you know, that
You're
they're
doing
gonna be
something.
vulnerable
Yeah.
and they're gonna,
right.
you know, like, you know, I don't know.
Fuck around, yeah.
fuck around. And, you know what I mean? Like, you have more opportunity to cheat. You're alone
Yeah.
with women in their home, you know, helping them with things.
Right.
And, like, you know, so I'm realizing that back then, being like, all right, you just work. I'll be a stay-at-home dad, because her mother was getting a new job too and was gonna be able to take care of the kids.
But then are you like, she leaves and you're like, what the fuck's she doing? That would drive me crazy.
Now she worked at the doctor's office right in town.
So you wouldn't wonder what she was doing.
See, but
like,
that's
me, I
the
would.
thing. But then you have no trust in her.
yeah.
And and vice
But he
versa.
doesn't already, right?
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. We're gonna get to all that, right?
Okay.
Skip, I haven't even broached some of these shit.
Okay.
Damn, I
You
thought we were.
cannot believe the emotional abuse that I went through for.
Oh, I know, dude.
Jesus, right?
I like I said, you don't know my story, but it's very similar. A lot going on.
So
Not
I
as much
haven't
going on,
even
but
gotten like to the shit, like the regular shit that she was doing, like when Noah was first born, my parents had a trip to go to Pittsburgh to see the Pittsburgh Steelers play the opening game of their season after winning the Super Bowl. I remember watching that game in the hospital holding Noah. You know what I mean? It was versus the Tennessee Titans. And my father's a huge Steelers fan. I'm a huge Steelers fan. Like, we're gigantic Steelers fans in our family. It's like in our blood. And she's having like contractions. And my mother's had 4 kids. She's like, oh, they're probably, it's your first kid. They're probably, what do they call him? Braxton Hicks.
Yeah.
oh yeah, right.
So my parents go on the trip. They fly to Pittsburgh. She's in the hospital giving birth the next day. It's like, bam, that baby popped out,
Right.
Like, she was a champion at having babies. She was
Clearly.
like easy pregnancies all the time. Child labor, no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think, it's not ridiculous and people are going to hate me for saying this, but I think, like, childbirth was harder for me than her. Like, I'm such a friggin' wuss dude about that kind of thing. Like she was getting her epidurals. I almost, like I can get a needle.
passed
It's
out.
not the pain. It's, like, the concept of, like, things, like, being
Looking at it,
injected
watching it, yeah.
and, like, going in you. When she got her epidural, I was like, I could watch other people get them, but, like, me. But, like, I'm watching her do it, and now my fears are piling up, being like, what happens if something happens to her? I'm gonna be on my own with these children. So I was like a bigger wuss than her. But so my parents went on this trip. They weren't there for my son Noah's being born. She didn't talk to my parents for like ever.
Because of that.
Ever.
Wow.
No family parties. We didn't go anywhere. Like, I never missed a family party in my life, dude. Like, my family is always very important to me. Like, after that, like, the whole time we were together, like, we didn't go to 4th of July barbecues at my uncle's house. We didn't,
Right.
like, we went to Christmas and showed up and then, 2 hours and left. And, like, just things. And so it's like, there's also that,
Right.
too. Like, being separate from my family, on top of all this other stuff. And even right after and like my friends too. Like, I never went out with my friends, dude. I lost all my friends.
Right. That's what happened with me when I had kids.
Me?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Actually,
But
you and
anyways,
Peter, the only 2 people that showed up for my 40th birthday party.
Who? Me and
You
Pete?
and Peter. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough hanging on to that because you have other responsibilities that you have
Yeah.
to take care of.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even after Noah was born, we were first living in our very first apartment together, right? She'd go out every weekend with her friend and her cousin.
Yeah.
And I'd be home.
But you
with
know
the
why? It's
baby
because she's
sitting
so
on my
young.
chest.
She didn't experience that life.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Because she missed her 21st
Right.
birthday.
Right.
And so, but like she got to do all that stuff. And even the whole time we were married, like she'd go out with her friend, her friend every Wednesday was like their date night. And they'd
Yeah.
go out.
I'm having flashbacks
Sounds
here.
like Paulini's
I'm
story
having,
too.
I'm having flashbacks here, dude. This is crazy. Like, the
Yeah.
stuff that you're telling is very common amongst guys like us.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel you. I've been there through all this stuff.
Yeah.
The being disconnected from everyone I've ever known. You know what I mean? Like, the only people we associate now with are really her family and like a few of her friends and neighbors. The people who moved in across the street from us at one point are like a godsend to me because they were like normal people, and the husband was cool and the wife was cool and we could hang out with them. And even that, like, once I started like getting friendly with them, cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cut off, like, because it was immediately like I was a stay-at-home dad at the time.
And she was a stay-at-home mom.
Yep.
And the kids would play together, and all of a sudden, she's thinking like,
Well, yeah. Typically, the person that's doing it is the one that accuses all the time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
know.
Yeah.
I know that, and so there's all this strain in our relationship and stuff like that. And at some point, it got to where, and she'd always be like, her family, her mother and father, they would throw punches at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the beginning of our relationship, she wasn't like that. But then just one day, she just like hooked off on me, dude. And like, I didn't hit her back or anything like that. You know what I mean? And
Jesus.
she's like hooked off on me. And like, I'm not a violent person. Like, I'm not a pacifist, but I'm not a violent person. Like, I think that we can always talk, and fix problems, no
Right.
matter what it is. And there's always another solution besides violent. Violent is like, it's
Well, especially with like a woman and a man, like that's
Yeah, right.
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
and like
I mean,
my
if
father-
Skip starts talking shit, I'll beat his ass. But
Like, yeah, my father, like, he taught us how to fight when we were kids. Like,
This is me
our
looking
family's, like,
frightened,
really
by the
into
way.
wrestling and like MMA and stuff. stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like,
I feel like that's what you would do. You would just grab her and just hold on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until she calmed down or something. I don't know. What do you do? Or just leave? I don't know.
Yeah, most times that's what it was.
Wow.
I would
Right.
leave. You
Yeah.
know, either she would leave or I would leave.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know? And it would be like explosive rage, and then
And
she'd be
meanwhile-
gone.
But this is home. This happened at home.
Oh, all the time. The kids saw it.
Yeah, this is Party of Five, right? You got Party of Five
Party
going
of
over
Five
here in the corner
in the
playing, and then you
background.
got that, dude.
Right? In the background. And
Oh
like,
man, and that's tough on them. Will be tough on
see
them
that.
going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something like after we separated, like that we talked about. But so it descended into violence at some point,
Yeah.
and like it was for a while, and like there was like multiple pairs of glasses of mine were broke.
So you took a beating. Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? And like it was never really bad, like battered. You know,
Right.
like you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was still
Spouse, but,
physical.
like it was still physical, and it didn't feel good, and that just compounded the anger, right? Because now I have somebody physically attacking me, and I
Right.
don't have an outlet for my rage.
Right.
You know, because like me, like I'm always kind of just like chilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm like a real easygoing person, even when I'm angry. Like,
Right.
it's
Well, you
hard
hold
to
it
get
in.
me super fired up. Yeah, and I bottle
Yeah.
this stuff up. And
Yeah.
being a man, you don't really have an outlet for it. Like
Right.
I can't talk about, my
Feelings.
depression and
Yeah.
if you show any emotion besides happiness or anger,
Right.
it's like you're not manly anymore.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. You're
That's
weak.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you're too enthusiastic, you're a creep, or
Right.
Like there's
Yeah.
just so many like connotations put on men's emotions, but so I have no outlet for this rage, right? And I'm fucking furious all the time.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
it turns into me taking it out on the kids, and not physically, but yelling
Oh,
all the
dude.
time. You know what
Yep.
I mean? 'Cause, like,
I know exactly
we
how
would
it
fight
is.
with each other, and then she would leave, and I'd be
Then you're just sitting there
Yeah, then
angry.
you're just
Right.
not a good. Then you become not a good parent.
Right,
which is what
exactly.
happened
They're
to
gonna
me.
look at you
That
being
happened to
like-
me, dude.
exactly.
I stuck around for my
Exactly,
kids for
dude.
5 years and was a horrible parent. And as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I'm still, to a point, damaged from that. And I don't think I'm still not the great parent that I could be because of all that. All the damage that went on. So I know what you're talking about, 100%.
So yeah, it descends into that, and whatever time goes on, things are getting worse. Finances are getting worse because we're trying to support all these people.
Mm-hmm.
Our family, and her, not just her parents. Like if it was just her parents, it would have been easier.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a brother and sister, and like the sister has, she has cystic fibrosis. Her Nicole's older brother Chris passed away. That's like the tree outside the school. That
When
I
he was
saying.
younger,
When
yeah.
he was younger. He was like
Yeah.
12 because the medical technology wasn't good, and now like they do better. People with
Yeah.
cystic fibrosis, but that's like
So you're how old are you at this point? Last time we kind of
Like
checked you.
30.
Okay, so like 30. So just
30.
another couple years, right?
another
Just trying to
couple
keep
years.
a timeline
yeah,
going.
I'm
so-
like 30. Things are going and they're just descending into madness more and more and more slowly.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting further into the financial burdens, right? The mistrust is getting further because
Mm-hmm.
now we've got these kids and I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, it's on
Now-
both sides too.
Oh, yeah.
Both sides,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Because like she, like you said, it's the person who does it who
Oh yeah, they're the
you know,
accuser
they're
typically.
the accuser.
Yeah.
So now she's working, she's going out at night, I'm home with the kids, and the way she felt like that stir craziness of I have no adults to talk to, I have, I need to go out and get a career and do all that. Now I'm starting to feel that too.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but things are getting worse, and I started working again too. But I didn't go back to work for the cable company. I went to work for this military contractor company building like electronics and stuff and doing things like that. And so we're both working, and the fights are getting worse. We're fighting about everything. It's like, hey, do you want chicken or beef for dinner?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And she's
Oh
getting
my God.
physical.
physical. Yeah, like I had a pot of like boiling sauce thrown at me one time. She one time threw an axe at my head, like outside in the yard. There was like an axe for chopping wood for the fire pit. And if I wasn't
Damn.
like I have quick reflexes, I think.
Yeah.
Like I catch everything that's gonna hit my face.
Yeah.
Most people do, but like things fall off tables, I catch them.
Right.
If I didn't fucking move like that, I was dead. I was dead or like severely hurt because
Right. Imagine if that
was-
actually contacted.
and it wasn't a throwing axe; it was like a hatchet, but it's still a huge
Oh,
metal
yeah.
block, and it was like
Yeah, you'd have been messed
hurled.
up. You'd have been messed up.
And like it hit the retaining wall that was stone behind us, and like messed up one of the cinder blocks. Like it would have fucking hurt me.
Yeah.
So is this the point where you're like, I got to get the hell out of this?
I would have
situation?
said that would have been like.
No, you're still
damn.
in.
No. And the point where I get to, you know, I tried to be the best dad I could. Like I coached Little League, and like that's not like a badge of honor, but like all the kids love me. Like,
but that's, I mean, that, yeah,
No,
that's
man,
a hard
you're
thing to do.
You're
I'm
showing.
sorry.
That's
And
right.
so,
You're showing that you are, you know, a good ups. I mean,
Yeah, putting in
you
some
not that you're
effort.
perfect, because no one is, because I always said
No,
about,
dude, I
but
made
you
my
are
fair share of
you got some
mistakes.
values that you don't want to quit on the marriage, which is a lost thing, which is kind of how I was. You're a good dad. You're supporting. You're doing everything you can, and she, you know, I mean, unfortunately, you got married. She's young. She's changing, right? I mean, everybody does.
Yeah.
But you're doing everything you can to keep this together, and it's violent. So I mean, now it's really
at the
violent.
same time too, like I had my fair share of mistakes too. Like I would lie to her about dumb little things because we were fighting so much.
Yeah, you just
And
don't
you
do
didn't
it.
want it
Yeah,
to
you
turn
don't
into a
want it.
fight, but then it turned into a bigger
Then
fight.
it turned into a big
Yeah,
fight,
absolutely.
and it was like this constant spiral where like
Yeah.
I can avoid this fight if I, you know, say this
Yeah,
or do
yeah.
this, and then it'd be like, oh, you lied about this, and you know, so like I had my fair share of mistakes. Like it wasn't just all her, and like both sides of us, like we were too young to get married, really. Like
Yeah.
you know, it's crazy to say because like people
I-
did make it work back in the day, but like
I got married at 23 also.
yeah.
See, but I mean, yeah, and back in the day was just a different,
It's a different world.
time. I mean, now kids are growing up used to their parents being divorced. Like if you're still
That's true.
married now, that's rare.
Well, yeah, it's
you're
60,
like, oh wow, you have two parents.
63% get divorced. Now marriages end up in
We
divorce. I
need
think
we
it's
need
63
Pelini here to drop
I think
that
it's
stat,
63% end up in divorce.
but yeah, it's
I'm
crazy.
sure.
And it's going to get worse because social
is.
media,
Oh,
right?
100%.
Social media ruined me and my last ex.
You and her ruined your
No.
guys' last whatever.
I did not. Anyway. So you're 30. She throws the hatchet at you.
I'm here to stay.
Yeah,
I'm here to
you're
stay.
still there.
Still there.
So when do you get to the point? You know,
So,
Break. Yeah.
I get home from work. I used to get home from work earlier than her because the job I was working, we could make our own hours, which was great.
Oh, cool.
If you came in at 8, you left at like
At this military job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I came in at 6, I'd leave at 3.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean? Just put in the
Yeah,
hours
so
they
if you're like-
required,
right.
right? Did my work and took off. So I'd always go to work super early, and I'd be done by 3.
Yeah.
Be home by like 3:30 because it's not too far from home, and then I'd be getting the kids from school and take them home, do their homework. We go to baseball practice, and one day I can't remember what happened, like why we were running late, but we were running late, and I'm getting Noah ready for baseball and Ben ready for baseball and getting the other kids, and I'm telling Noah to do his homework, and he has like the spelling sentences, like, oh, use this word in a sentence. So I'm trying to get it done quick with him. Normally it's just like, no, you got to think of your own sentence. I'm not telling you a sentence.
Yeah.
But he's getting me to do them for him. So she gets home, it's like, you know, 4:30ish, but we got to be at the field early because I'm the coach. And she goes to check his homework, and she's like, you gave him all these sentences. And I actually said this, and this is a huge mistake in and of itself because you never say this to a woman. I said, why are you being such a cunt?
Oh,
That'll do it.
Bam!
That'll
Right?
do it.
Glasses go flying off, and this was the kicker. I hit her back this time. I did.
Woo!
I did. And
well, you get to your breaking point. Doesn't matter who it is.
Right,
what it is.
right.
You get to your breaking
Eventually you're
point.
gonna snap.
You're gonna tired of being abused, and you're gonna.
I hit her back that time.
But then what happened after that? Like, did she just
she
was
attacked
like,
me more.
oh wow. Usually it's
attacked
like,
me
oh my god.
And then her mother attacked me. And then I went outside and I was leaving. And the kids are watching all of this.
Right, that's
and
the
we're
shitty
like
part.
screaming at each other. And like everyone's attacking everyone. And I walked out of the house. And I remember getting into my car, throwing Noah's baseball cleats at her. And getting in my car and leaving. And going down to the baseball field crying and telling the assistant coach that I was going to be there that night. And no, I didn't tell him what happened.
Oh.
No, you crazy? I put on my sunglasses, dude. And I was like, can't be here tonight, man. Family
Yeah.
troubles, you know? And went to my brother's house, and that was it. So my breaking point was hitting her.
Yeah.
You know, when, like,
Was you? Yeah, you doing all those years of not doing that, knowing that really wasn't in you, but that broke you, and I get it. You probably felt you were more let down. You let yourself down. That's what you did at that point.
Yeah.
That's what you felt. But after all those years of abuse, you were more of a man than 90% of Americans would be
Right.
would deal with that.
Yeah.
99% of Americans, because either they would have left or they would have beat her a lot sooner than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if that's not in you, you did. You know.
So yeah, I remember that. That was like, you know, I hit her back, and like, I fucking clocked her. Like, I know I left a bruise on her, and I don't feel good about it. And actually, we had the cops called on us one time for domestic assault, and they came to arrest me.
But it was the
Her
opposite.
brother- No, it was actually her sister who attacked me. But the whole family was like, no, she attacked him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. They just
And,
assumed that it was you.
Yeah, so now, whatever though, but now, like, you know, I've hit her. I go over and stay with my brothers, and when the twins were first born, since they had this virus, they were born prematurely. That was the only pregnancy that was hard. They actually had to do an emergency C-section on her, because the way the twins were in her womb, when they did an ultrasound, they thought that one twin was having a problem with the heart. They brought her in, they cut the babies out, and then everything was fine. So the twins were born like weeks early.
When they didn't need to be.
When they didn't need to be.
Right, yeah.
But because of that too, though, they were able to treat them earlier for the cytomegalovirus because like it's still developing.
Oh, okay.
And we had to get like a special antiviral medication compounded. We had to go to a special pharmacist and have them turn it from like pill form to liquid form for the babies. And it was a lot of work. But we were fighting a real lot at that time, and I would spend a lot of nights sleeping in the hospital, just like to be away from her. And nights I didn't want to sleep in the hospital, and that like
because your two babies were there for a while.
Yeah, and then one of them went home, and one was at home, and one was there, so I would stay there all the time.
Yeah.
Either there or like, and my brother lived right there. He lived 5 minutes from the hospital, and we lived like a half hour. So I would like use my brother's house as like a base of operations. And so I'm comfortable going to my brother's house, you know, door with a coat on it. I can go in anytime I want. So I leave home after hitting her, and I start staying at my brother's house. And, you know, we started like talking, me and her. But it was like real hard because every time like I saw her, I was like, you know, I can't. And I was telling her for a long time too, like if you keep hitting me one day, I'm just going to be out. Like, you know, I don't believe in divorce, but like I will. Like, don't keep testing it. Like, you know, keep hitting me and I will. And then when I hear her back, I was like, that's it. So now I'm staying at my brother's house, and his wife's not very friendly to anybody. Like she's weird. But it's like a problem for her that I'm staying there. I can't stay by my parents' house. Our house where we lived when we were kids burned to the ground. My parents are living in this little apartment now. You know, 1-bedroom apartment. I can't stay over there. I don't have any friends. You know what I mean? And like because they're gone. I haven't talked to them in a decade. You know what I mean?
Right.
I haven't talked to them in 8 years. I can't afford to go get another place. You know, because we're still having all these financial troubles. Like, you know, her family's almost gonna foreclose on this house now. And because like we've been trying to put our money into it, and like who knows what's happening to it. It's not going to the mortgage, and you know what I mean. So there's like all these problems, and I'm staying by my brother's house, and we were talking, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, obviously we can't be with each other because we're just toxic for each other. And you know, I really don't have any other choices. Like I can't live here with you. Like the day I left, I almost beat her father's ass on the front lawn. Right. He was like an old man, and he like got up in my face, and I would have like taken him apart.
Especially with all that anger still like still built up.
Like I said earlier, my father taught us how to fight. Like, you know, like I'm not a big guy, but like if I fight someone who's untrained and around the same size as me, I'm gonna take them apart. You know what I mean? Like you know, like my father taught us like how to like, you know, we did wrestling and like, you know, jujitsu and you know, all kinds of like martial arts like when we were kids. And you know, I almost fucked his world up. And he's like an old man, very frail too. Like not like super old, but just like his body type. He's like just like a frail guy. And I couldn't go back there. You know what I mean? After that.
You also don't strike me. You don't strike me as a violent guy at all.
So after you hit her, that was the last time you stayed there?
You can tell.
That was the last time I stayed there.
Yeah. Wow.
Never slept there another night.
Wow.
And when did you file for divorce?
She filed for divorce.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because I didn't believe in divorce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought like
everything's fixable. I
know.
Yeah.
Down the road, maybe you guys could fix it.
No, because we started seeing other people before the divorce was filed for.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm staying with my brother for a while. I have no money because like the money goes into the joint bank account. Like the little bit of money I did spend was like, you know, for me like food and stuff and whatever. I have like no money. You know, my brother's telling me like, yo, you can't stay here much longer. Like you need to do something because Claire's getting mad. Like
and that's putting a strain on his relationship.
Putting a strain on his relationship. And so then, you know, that's when I was like, oh well, I really have nothing else to do. Like I'll move up to New Hampshire, stay with my family up here, and you can still get the money, you know, that you need for the kids, and like I'll come back. It's not far. It's I say it's not far.
5
it's
hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Now-
Are you northern New Jersey, like
Northern
Bergen
New
County?
Jersey, Bergen County,
Yeah.
Wyckoff, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So did you guys ever go to court? Did you have to pay child support of any kind?
Oh, yeah,
or?
did I pay how money in child support?
Yeah.
60% of all the money I make is child support.
Oh, my
Plus,
God.
I
Yeah.
pay all the taxes on it too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the way it works. Obviously,
Yeah.
So it's like I take, whatever. So I'm up here, I'm going to see my kids every now and
hold
then
on.
when I can.
Oh, something happened. I don't know. We're good.
All right, so I'm going to see my kids every now and then, whenever I can, and then our relationship is like, I wasn't making as much money at this point,
Yeah.
and it's not through the courts, so I'm just telling her like, this is how much I made, this is
Yeah.
how much you get. I'm lying to her about it. You know what I mean? Because now, like, I had a good job, I had to move up here to live because I can't live there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have
Yeah.
nowhere to go. Like, I'll be on the streets, and like down there, it's not like cheap. Like, living right outside of New York City where we lived, like.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
No.
Like you can get a 1-bedroom apartment for $2,000.
Yeah,
And like
exactly.
That's like whoa, that's rent controlled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're looking at like now if I want a place where my kids can come stay and visit me, dude, I'm looking 2, 3. How many bedrooms do I need? You know
Right.
what I mean?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So now it's like, yo, this is unaffordable. I'll go live up here where I can live rent free with
Right.
my aunt and uncle. And like maybe I could save a little bit of money and do something.
Right.
But now at this point, it's like, oh, I'm lying about how much money I'm making, right? Because now I'm not making as much. It's not much less, but it's less.
Yeah.
And she's used to getting, X amount.
Right.
And I tell her like, hey, I can't give you that much anymore because
Right.
I won't have gas to go back and forth to work. Then there's no money. You know what I mean?
So the good thing, you didn't go to court. You hadn't gone to court.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
So we're getting there.
And then I'm living up here. And like we knew we weren't going to be together.
Right.
But like we didn't go to court because health insurance stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The kids are sick. Like we want to have, family. Things like that, like tax benefits and stuff. Like the reasons why a lot of people like get married. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, whatever. I start seeing a girl. I know she's already like dating guys.
Yeah.
But then one day I get a phone call from one of my old friends, and he's like, "Hey, like, what's going on?" He just calls me out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, "Hey, what's going on with you and Nicole?" And like, "Yeah, we're not together anymore." Like, tell him. He's like, "Oh, come down and visit me." So I go down there and try to visit him, but doesn't answer his phone. So now I'm thinking like everyone in town, like, what has she been telling everyone in this town that we grew
Right.
up in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even the social media interactions that I had with my friends,
Different.
like
Strained, right?
different, and I can
Yeah,
tell
I
they were
know.
looking at me like I'm the fucking dad who just got up and walked out
Oh,
of
yeah.
5 kids, and like, and I'm not. Like, I was pushed, and I was
Right.
pushed far,
Right.
Like far, and like for me, it was like, when am I gonna wake up on an episode of Snapped, like where the husband killed the wife, and like 20 years from now they're looking back at it and being like, this guy was murdered,
Yeah.
and she went to
Right.
court and said she was abused, but really, none of that ever happened, and it's gonna be like a whole,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking that's gonna happen, so I'm out and I'm up here, and so I'm thinking like, what's going on? Like, what is she telling everyone? And then her parents foreclosed on their home finally. This is like, maybe a year after I left.
Right.
Parents finally, maybe less, maybe 6 months after I left. Parents finally foreclosed on their home. Now, and we knew it was coming, and the whole time I was still living in Jersey. Before I moved up here, I was looking for a place to be like, I can't live with your parents anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's too strained. I can't. So we need to get our own place. And like, I was trying to fix our relationship still even then, like after I
Right.
get her back, like I wasn't living there, but I still tried to fix it after that, being like, we could come back from this, So I'm trying to find us a new place.
Jeez.
And everywhere I found wasn't big enough because it's me, her, the 5 kids, plus her 4 family members, her mother.
Oh,
father,
so you're gonna
brother,
move
and sister.
everybody.
I didn't want to, but
Yeah.
she wouldn't. She wouldn't.
Wow.
What about my family? Well,
Clearly, that's a huge strain in the first place. Was her
dude,
family?
You know how
So
hard
it's
it is
like,
to find a place when
Yeah.
you have 5 kids. Like to find a place
Right.
to
And
rent.
5 and 4
Nobody
adults?
wants
Right,
to-
and
wait,
then 5
4
adults.
Or is there more? There are another adult.
6 adults because it's me and her.
So it's
plus
11.
Her mother, father.
So you gotta find a
11
place
people.
11.
Do you know how hard? Nobody will rent you a place when you have 5 kids. First off,
Right.
The
Right.
strain on the septic tank, like down there, it's all septic systems. Too much. They won't rent it to you. You know what I mean? Too many people.
Jesus.
Then you add on the rest, and it's just too much. And so, whatever, the family was at the house. We knew it was coming, so she starts staying in one of those like residence inns. It's like an apartment, but a hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And all of them are staying there?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like giving her money, trying to do everything that I can.
Right.
And then a fucking GoFundMe page pops up. Rehome the Beckers. And it's this whole story that's about how I walked out on them and she hasn't had a dime for me since, dude. And now I got people that I grew up with, like,
thinking you're a piece of shit.
Donating money, thinking I'm a piece of shit, but like, no, it's not. I'm doing everything that I possibly can, like, to avoid this situation because, I'm trying to get away from her family and get us like squared away, and but none of it was ever good enough,
right?
Ever.
And it's a he said she said situation, which is kind of like I said. I'm sure Dan and I've been in the same place. Like, she's talking shit about you, and no matter what you say, they're not going to believe it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I know, because that's who I am around here. I'm like, I'm the bad dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's like.
So yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah. So I see a GoFundMe page pop up, and I'm like, you fucking bitch.
Right.
Like, this is bullshit. I got my family asking me, like, what's going on with Nicole?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't want my aunt and uncles who live, down in Florida, I don't talk to ever, like, texting me, asking me, like, what's up with Nicole? Like, what, like, you're fucking up, Donnie. Like, no, I'm not, dude. I'm giving her, like, all my money, literally all of it. Like,
She just can't I don't want to say she can't let go of her family, but.
No, she can't let go of her family.
Right, but there becomes a point where you need to be like, my husband and my kids, or my family or something. I don't know.
Her family is like that because of, the sickness that runs in her family, that cystic fibrosis, because the brother passed away. She spent her whole life in the hospital growing up watching her brother die until he was 12 years old. She was, 9 years old. She spent the first 9 years of her life watching her brother die.
Yeah.
And then her sister comes along when she's now 12, when she's like, 14 or 15 years old, and
with the same disease.
Yeah. And now she's going to watch her little sister die.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, so for her family was
everything.
Yeah,
that's true.
I get it. But like, at a certain point, you're cut off, and like they did too much to me with the money, giving them money, and then eventually foreclosing on the house anyway. Like, where did my money go?
Right.
Why did I work, 16 hours a day from October to New Year's?
So,
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So this is how many years now? This is total. So you start 23.
Like 8, 9 years.
Total 8, 9 years of your life.
Yeah, 9 years. 8, 9 years of my life.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm living up here, and this GoFundMe page appears. And it's got a goal of like $15,000. Rehome the Beckers. Because now everyone knows.
Yep.
And so we get into a huge argument over it. Huge, like, ridiculous argument.
But you're here at least, so she can't attack you.
She can't attack me.
That's a good thing.
But she can keep the kids from me.
Yeah.
So there was like a long time that I didn't see my children.
How long is a long time?
Like almost a year.
Okay. And you're a good dad, so that hurts, right?
Yeah, it hurts, man.
You're not some deadbeat dude that doesn't give a shit. You do. You care.
Yeah, that hurts. Like, I don't see them enough now, and like all the time, I always think like, should I just move back to New Jersey? Because like now I'm with the cable, I can transfer down and work in New York City and stuff like that.
Right.
But I still don't think I'd be able to afford something like a place to live.
Right.
I'm still be in the same situation where like.
Now you're still paying her now though. You are obviously you are. Yeah. I mean, but okay. So when she withheld the kids though, did you withhold paying? You kept paying.
No, that's when I withheld paying.
Okay.
And that's when we went to court.
Okay, so we got to court.
Got to court. So the agreement is since I live up here and I don't have a place for them to come, like really, like I don't have the means to support them, to watch them. I don't get them for any vacations or anything like that. I get them, I'm supposed to go 2 weekends a month, right? Which I try to do like as much as I can.
Yeah.
I can't always go 2 weekends a month, but like I try to, at least once, and most times two, and they get 60% of my money after taxes.
I know.
Which is, it's crazy too, because it's literally.
And how old are they now?
My oldest is 10.
Okay.
So it's 10, 8, 7, and the twins are 4. And
18 years. She got you for 18 years.
I would do Tom to like 50 something. No, it's like 26 years.
Yeah.
As long as they're in college. And those kids.
As long as they still go to school.
What state? Like
New Jersey.
New Jersey's different.
Wow.
Yeah, different
New Jersey's
states.
tight, bro.
Yeah, there's different states because I'm in Maine and it's like 18. But obviously, I still
Same as New
help,
Hampshire.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, New Jersey's rough
Oof.
with this, dude. And that's why, like, to make me pay the federal maximum, the most the federal government says you can take from someone for child support is what they make me pay.
So you're at the max.
I'm at the max, bro.
Dude,
I can have five more kids.
Right, and they'll
and
only
not
make
pay
you pay
more.
that. And I get it. I understand, if she has the kids, you got to support. But at some point, it comes down to, well, now I can't even
No, wait,
live.
hold on. I haven't even finished yet, dude.
Wait, hold on.
He-
Let me
hold
just
on.
change the card real quick.
Yeah, change the card. 15. I got a lot more than 15 minutes to talk.
Huh? You got
I got
longer?
a lot more. Yeah. So all right.
Maybe you should
so,
do. Maybe you should do another episode.
Part two?
Continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that which we should do. I think we should do is.
Well, let's go on. Let's finish this. Let's just try to.
See, I don't know if I can do another episode.
Right.
I just got to go with this because I have never talked to anybody about
Well, this is
Right,
good.
you
This
told me
is
that when you
therapy for
started.
yeah.
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 ever. Like, and this is something that's hard to do is even talk about it
Been
at all
there.
because I can't go out and tell people, hey, I have 5 kids, I'm divorced.
Right.
That's tough.
The only person I ever told that the first time I met them was Jamie,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Like
That's
the
my
first woman?
girlfriend Now,
Yeah.
That's anyone.
Yeah.
You can't fucking tell
Yeah.
another man that and they look at you like, yo, what are you crazy?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nah.
And any other woman's gonna be like, I don't need.
I don't
want
wanna
to
deal
She's
with
got
that.
baggage no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So my girlfriend now, the first night I met her, I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not normally honest about this with people. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I got 5 kids and I'm divorced. And she's like, oh, that's okay. I got 2 kids and I'm divorced. And I was like, all right, cool. We're good. You know what I mean?
We're good. Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, all right. So GoFundMe page comes out. They're living in a hotel. She gets the money to get a house. It's behind where we used
Oh,
to
so she
live.
got the money.
Oh yeah, she got the money.
Oh,
bro.
wow.
Oh.
Where we lived in Bergen County is like, it's nice.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, Bergen
people
County's
wanted to
nice.
support.
Upper Saddle River or somewhere near there.
Yeah, it's
Or
like
Saddle
2
River?
towns away, but
Which town?
like Franklin Lakes, Oakland, and Wyckoff.
Yeah.
the flow
Okay,
area.
yeah, I know.
It's like there's a lot of money there.
Oh yeah.
Like the parking lot at the high school when I was a kid, like we didn't have a lot of money, but like Range Rovers and BMWs. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Rye.
Big money.
You know what I mean? It's like Rye, like big money. So she got the money she wanted, and everyone thinks I'm a piece of shit probably.
Yep.
To this day, I don't talk to anyone. None of my high school friends, nothing. I don't really talk to anybody, because
Right.
I don't know what they think about me, and all right. So, anyways, I'm paying her 60%, right? We're talking about that. So you remember I told you one of my friends
Hit her up.
hit
Or hit you up. Yeah.
hit me
Yeah,
up.
and then you went there and you couldn't reach him.
Yeah. Turns out they're together now. She just had another child with him. He lives with them too. So now they have her money, right? His money.
Well,
And
now,
your- and your
but
money.
New Jersey, at some point, New Jersey doesn't have a thing if she's
Making
Are
X
you paying
amount.
alimony or just child support?
Just child support.
Oh, okay. But even if another man's living there and supporting the
No, you still
household,
gotta- you still gotta
it doesn't.
pay.
You still
I'm
have to
still
pay.
not.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
I'm
lose
sorry.
them.
Actually, I had to sign papers last time I went down saying that I'm not the new baby's father because the state of New Jersey, if the baby is born within X amount of time of the finalization of your divorce, our divorce was finalized in January.
Yeah.
Baby was born in like September or something.
Oh wow.
Our divorce was finalized in February. The baby was born in September. If the baby's born within 9 months of your divorce being finalized, they assume it's
Yeah.
yours. So I had to go down there and sign papers saying, no, I'm not the baby's father. Not that it would matter. They wouldn't be able to get more money from
Right.
it,
Yeah.
even if
Right.
it was. And I should have fucked with their head and said,
Yeah.
no, I'm not signing it.
Yeah. I
Right.
wouldn't have.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I wouldn't have.
Like, I'm not signing it. But we're getting to a point now where we're starting to be civil. It's easier for her now, and I still have all these, like, feelings. So, but anyways, like, so it's her, the 5 kids. There's 6 kids now, right? 5 mine, one the other
And her
guy's.
family.
And family.
The guy and the family. So now you got
This is
13
12?
people
Oh,
living in the
13.
house, bro.
Insane.
Or 12.
Yeah.
12. So 5, 6, 12 people.
So eventually, I mean, he's probably gonna snap too.
Well,
It's gonna put a lot of pressure on him.
And
yeah.
so, but now we're getting to a point where we're more civil, but like, well, what it all really boils down to is why is it so hard is like, it's always because of money.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
that's like the first thing. Everything's always good until money.
That's kind of the weird. That's
involved.
kind of the weird thing for me because it was the opposite. Well, it was money, but it was because I gave her
Well,
too
right.
much. I gave her. It had to do with
but-
money but it was because I gave her so much freedom. That's what it was. That's what happened to me.
Well, I will say you gave her, but you also weren't present. So she did the same thing that Donald did, reaching out to another guy to show her attention. You know what I mean? Because you have to be.
Right.
I get everyone has to work, everyone has to make money, but at some point you also have to show that other person,
Right.
That's this maybe it might not be the same spark when you guys first met, but
Right.
Show them somewhat attention and
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
be doing something.
Right. So now you are here. You are you're still paying 60%. You're seeing the kids, kind of
As much
trying
as I
to.
can. And it's hard because, I know they look at me and they don't really understand what's going on. Like,
Right.
Every time I leave, I cry,
Yeah.
And my oldest son, I know he knows I'm hurting. I can see it in his
Right.
face. Like,
And he's
whenever-
what, 10?
He's 10.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like wickedly smart. A lot of parents say that about their kids.
Yeah.
And, like, kids eating his own boogers.
Right.
No, he's like legitimately really smart. You know what I mean? Like, I got a big old brain on me, and
And the shitty thing is, people will say, "Oh, when they're older, they'll figure it out.
figure it out
They'll
now.
know what happened."
There's-
But
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
hear that all the time.
but then you got to wait, 20 years.
Yeah, I hear that
but
like every
by that
day.
Point,
Yeah.
By that point, the damage is done.
100%. Right.
Right.
It's already done.
Right.
Our formative years are ruined. My twins, I left when they were 2, right?
So-
every time, after I didn't see them for a year, my thoughts were like, are they even gonna know who I am?
Exactly. When you go back there,
Are
did
they
they?
gonna know who I am? Oh hell yeah!
So, but
Yeah.
here's the one thing though. You got to keep being you. You're a good guy. I can tell. I think Dan can tell. You're a good dude. You got a good heart. You've got values that a lot of people in this generation don't have. Just keep being you. Keep doing the things you're doing, the right things. And you know what? I hate to say, because people say to me all the time, like, yeah, fucking when am they gonna know? But they will, and it will happen, and they'll see that you're a good dude. I promise you. Like I said, my kids are getting older, they're starting to a little bit more, but it's hard. Now it's going to be hard until they get to that point where they think for themselves and she's not influencing them. And for you, it's another 10 years, probably at least, but they will. So that's my advice to you is keep being you, do the best you can in the circumstances that you're given, and eventually they will. And it'll suck till then.
Yeah, I know. But it's even tougher though, again, because of the money. Now, we're not together, but the financial problems are still there. Where I'm paying, X amount. Plus, it's not even that. It's like, if I'm asked for something by them, I can't say no. I can't say no. I already gave your mom the child support.
Right.
Yeah, I did the
You know
same.
what I mean?
Of course.
I can't say no. I already gave your mom the child support. Ask mom, because then I'm the bad guy to them,
Yep.
and I
Yep.
can't be the bad guy
Same.
to them because I'm not there all the time.
Right.
They're already looking at me like, why is Daddy gone?
Yes.
Why isn't he here? Why does he live so far away?
Right.
You know what I mean? And they don't get it. So
Now, is she married to this next guy
fuck
or
them,
not
dude.
yet?
If she gets married, then that's when the courts will step in.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Then he won't have to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
she
That's
knows
what
how to
happened.
game
She
this.
knows.
me.
Right.
I mean, her family they were always poor. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, they were like,
So she's not letting go of that.
No,
Money coming
dude.
in for 5 kids.
no,
Yeah.
dude, hell no.
Right.
I wouldn't. You kidding me?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
So,
Well, so there's that, and so I can't say no to anything ever, right? So I have to spend more money. Now Christmas comes around, right? Things like this, Christmas and birthdays.
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't know that mommy already got the child support money.
Exactly.
So now I got to go out and spend
Sure.
more money, right? And it's like, it's every month with 5 kids, I got a birthday every 2 months.
Yeah.
On average, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's 2.3 months on average, right?
Oh my God.
So, throwing holidays, Easter for everybody.
I just
You know,
had that happen to me
Valentine's Day.
Wednesday. I
Yeah.
gave
Christmas.
I gave her a check, and the next day my son said, whatever, I need this and that. I go, I just gave your mom a check yesterday. Can you ask her? So I get it. I'm still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they play
But
that card
at this
too.
point in time, the kids are too young to understand, so I can't say that. So I spend more money. So now I'm probably down to keeping 20% of the money that I make, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's not a fucking lot of money, dude. After taxes, because I'm paying, obviously, I don't know if you guys have talked about it on the show before, but the way it works is, right, you get paid. The government, the court says, all right, you're going to get 60%, to give away, right? And you're going to get to keep 40. But we're going to do that after you pay the taxes on the full amount.
Right.
So if I made
she doesn't have to pay
if I
taxes
made
on it.
$100, I pay the taxes on $100. Now I'm out 30%. I got 70 left. Now she gets 60% of that 70.
Oh yeah. It's pre-tax for her.
Yeah, it's pre-tax.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And on top of everything else, health insurance.
That's why you got to vote Bernie Sanders. Free everything.
free that's actually not a joke. Nothing is free, Dan. We're just gonna
That's
make
right.
the
Hey,
you
that's
just
why.
said
That's
that.
why I'm with you on that
literally
one.
just
Nothing
said
is
that,
free,
dude.
but we're gonna make the right people pay.
That's right.
I like that ad on The Office today. Always pay it forward.
You like that?
I did, because that's what we're trying to do, bro.
Yeah.
I convinced some old lady the other night to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Oh, boy.
While I was fixing her cable.
While you were laying some cables?
Oh, you're liking Bernie.
I love Bernie.
All right.
Dude.
Me and Skip were hating on him
No,
earlier.
we're not liking Bernie. No, we're not liking Bernie. We're not socialists. But anyway, we're not going to get into politics. But
Anyways, right? So now I'm down to like 20% of my money,
Right.
right? Because I have my family to support. She gets the check. There's still got to do other things, right? Now I'm down to 20% of my money, and you know we're not going to say what it is, but I don't care who you are. Like if you're a normal dude, if you're not Jeff Bezos or like
Right.
You
Dude,
know,
it screws you.
it screws you. And now you know I can't even afford my own place. Like,
Yep.
I tried to get a place on my own, and it was like dirt cheap. And I was like, it's like you know,
Right.
this is good. Fucking no heat in the winter, bro. Heat never got fixed after.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
I'm not living in Maine on near,
Oh,
you know, in Wells with no heat in the winter.
Right.
The old lady's like, here's a electric heater, plug it in. Fucking circuits are all blowing
Right.
and stuff because they're not strong enough for the electric heaters. So I can't even afford to get my own place because like to go and like get a decent place would be like too much money. You know
Yeah,
what I
right.
mean?
Deposit,
And so it's
security
like-
deposit, all that
But
stuff.
that's what sucks about the court system is it's all paperwork. You know what I mean? They don't actually look at anything or care about anything else.
No.
Your living situation. They just see numbers and that's it, and that's how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, if I was making more money, if you know, a lot of people are making more money, you know, things are hard these days in the economy.
But think about it, if
They
you
say
make-
it's
if you're
good, but it's
making-
not.
But if you're making more money, the shit you want's going to go up anyway, so you're going to be at the same
Nah, dude.
situation,
Nah, dude.
but it's going to be more.
It's not the way that it's supposed to work.
Well, right, it's not the way it's supposed to work, but
Yeah, that's why.
why, you know, now we're going to get off track.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Now we're gonna start talking about politics.
Right, yeah. But I just, yeah.
We'll do that another show.
Yeah.
Another
I
show.
think that'll be interesting.
You wanna have a show called Strong Opinions?
Hey, I'm down. I'm with it.
Yeah, that's
I'm with
perfect.
it.
That's a great one
No,
for
that's
your
good.
gun control.
We can't use that one. That's actually.
No, it's already taken. Okay.
I don't know if it's taken, but there's a guy on the news who always says,
We'll
"I should have
take
a
it.
show called Strong Opinions."
Well,
Right.
we'll create it. You don't want me on
Well-
gun control, dog.
Dude, like I said, like I said, we're all here because we all are familiar with this and been through a lot of similar things. Not exactly. You had some, a lot of trying times, but I'm gonna wish you that keep doing what you're doing. This thing is, eventually, it'll right itself. It'll right itself. I believe that the universe will right itself, and you'll fly out of the ashes like the phoenix, right? You will. I know it probably doesn't seem like that now, but you will.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of times I'm like real depressed about all this.
Dude,
Yeah.
100%.
Dude,
But
I am
this
the
is a
same
good
way.
way. This is a good outlet too, because for me, I was so relieved that I could finally
Talk about
and it doesn't make you look like a bitch. It's just like I can finally let go of my anger.
Well-
you know what I mean, and share my story and kind of what's going on.
And it's all genuine and real, right? We're
Yeah.
talking real shit. I told my story when I came on. People have no idea.
Right.
They don't know what you went through, And I think it's very therapeutic for you. It's also good for us to talk about it because we've been through it. So that's why we're here, And hopefully we can help somebody out there, to,
Right, I mean, there's
get
definitely
through this.
a lot
You know
of good
what?
advice
This
and-
sounds like a case for Kat.
Oh yeah,
Kat. You should talk to Kat. She's
It's funny
very
because when you guys
insightful.
talk about stuff, I'm like, oh, she mentioned this and this.
Kat's a good person, and this is what she does. She does divorce coaching and all that kind of stuff. But and she has a show through Dan and we'll set that up. You should definitely talk to her.
Yeah.
She'd probably give you some good advice.
Well, let's definitely get you back on if you want to come back.
come on as a
I
guest.
mean,
we'll bring somebody else.
yeah, this was good. You have a pretty crazy story, and I know
It's
you
pretty
have
crazy.
much more to
Yeah.
talk
I
about for
gotta-
sure. But
I mean, just like the shit that goes on now, like I don't know if you guys really get into it, like how you actually feel about
Yeah.
shit,
all the time.
we go in.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's been times where I don't drink anymore because it makes me my mind wander and
I hear you.
there's been times where I've wanted to kill myself and shit like that. And thought
yeah.
hey, this isn't even worth living because
Right.
I'm never
Right.
gonna have anything, and it's so hard. I don't see my kids enough anyway, and when I'm drinking, these thoughts are going through my head. I see them as much as I can, but I don't see them enough anyway. They're not even.
But that's the thing.
Right.
How do I dig myself out of this hole? I'm never gonna. That's what you're thinking. I'm never gonna get out of this situation. So
Never.
what? You know what I mean? Life sucks.
Never,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
Both my grandfathers were dead before
So-
they were 50, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
I'm gonna die young.
So here's my advice on that, and I tell people this all the time. How do you dig yourself out of that hole? And here's a perfect example of it. And it's opening doors to connect with other people. That's the key. That's how you will do this. It's not going to be all on you, but it might be going to a New Year's Eve party. It might be.
You love that one.
No, I love that one. It's true. It is true.
Right. Oh, yeah,
it's true because me meeting the people that I've met are going to change my life.
Yeah.
And that's the key. Don't shut other people off, right? You might just meet somebody that will change your life. And that's the key. You don't have to do it alone. You know?
He did. I mean, to your girl to accept you and 5 kids in your
that's
situation.
great.
I mean, I feel like
she's
that's
an
huge
angel.
already,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, she's an angel, right?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
she's an
Like,
angel, dude. You got to
I'm
keep
gonna
opening
her.
those doors, though. Not just her, but keep opening those doors. Like people say that all the time. Like now, everyone's afraid of everybody else. Like even on social media, it's like you can't like message somebody just to say, hey, hi, how are you, without them being, who are you, a creep? Like, I just had some woman like, do I know you? I'm like, I was just saying hi. Hey, here's my comic book. This is it. I let people know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Promoting me, but I don't do it in an aggressive way. I'm like, she's like, do I know you? I'm like, well, no, but for social media. And I'm like, really, lady? Like, come on. You know, it's like, it was just about opening doors. So that's kind of my philosophy through everything is you can network your way into a better situation and meet good people because there's still good people out there.
Yeah.
You just got to find them.
Yeah.
And if you open the door for 100 people, maybe one of them is going to be a good one, but that's what you got to do. Yeah. And that's what will change your situation. So
I don't know, just depression's deep, but
yeah, been there.
Well, you can always be on this show and we'll come help you.
That's right.
But yeah, so that wraps it up for today. Hopefully we have another episode with the Don. Yeah. And there's 2 sides to every story. This is ours. And we out.
Listen, you can't hold me down. You can't hold me down. You